Hello everyone! Long time no see on Vloggy Vendredi. I know I said that I would actually try to make vlogs, but I don't know, I've just been having trouble coming up with things to talk about. Now I'm crazy about doing tags, I love them, it's easy, I have a prompt to go off of. It's been a couple weeks, so we'll start with this one. April Athena 7 tagged anyone who wanted to do it. First question. What are you wearing? I'm wearing a white, just like lacy t-shirt. This actually was bought by my mom at like Marshall's for herself, but it didn't really fit her that well, so she gave it to me. And then I am wearing these triangular earrings and this like peachy vest from Forever 21 and just these blue shorts that I'm wearing all the time. I really need to get new blue shorts. And earlier when I was going out shopping, I was wearing my Finn hat, which I wear on a pretty much daily basis when I'm going outside, or it depends on my outfit, if it's more, I guess, hip-hop-y like this one is. And I was also wearing my pink Pac-Man glasses, and I made these, and these are my pink glasses with a blue ghost on them. I'm also planning to sell these on my Etsy shop in the future, so shameless plug there. I made them so it looked like the ghost and Pac-Man were going towards each other, and I have big power pellets here, here, and here. Number 2, ever been in love? Yes, I have been in love quite a few times, and I'm in love now, and it's nice. Ever had a terrible breakup? Yeah, all my breakups have been pretty damn terrible. In my Tumblr challenge, where I introduced myself and talked about hardest experiences, I mentioned that I dated someone for 3 years, and on our 3-year anniversary, he left me for my friend. How tall are you? I am about 5 feet, 2.5 inches. How much do you weigh? At the moment, I weigh about 145. A lot of it is muscle toning, so I'm trying not to stress out about it too much, but I still have to work on eating cleaner in order to show some muscle here. It's pretty flabby at the moment. Any tattoos? No, not yet, but I want one. Or a couple, actually. Any piercings? Yes, I have 2 piercings on either of my ears. OTP. OTP.
OTP.
Favorite show? Oh man, I have too many. Right now it's Legend of Korra, that's what I've been looking forward to every week. Favorite bands? My favorite band is Beirut. Something you miss. Every time someone asks this, like it's so ambiguous. I also hate when people ask what my favorite song is because it's so hard. Something you miss and favorite song, I have videos on that already. How old are you? I am 23 years old. Zodiac sign, I'm a Taurus. Quality you look for in a partner? I have a couple, I guess. I think acceptance would be my biggest quality that I look for, just because I do have a lot of flaws that I'm very insecure about, and just knowing that the other person loves me unconditionally and will continue to support me and know that I'm working through it, it means so much to me. Favorite quote? I have a lot. Hold on. You know, I have a lot of good quotes on here, but I guess the one quote I do like is, "It gets better," which isn't on that list. I know people have condemned that quote before, but it's something I truly believe in. I feel like, or I would hope for most people, that if your life sucks, then you're going to do something about it to change it, or you're going to want to. And so I really believe in that quote. It was definitely true for my life story. Favorite actor? I don't really have any favorite actors. At the moment, I have to say Karen Gillan as Nebula in Guardians of the Galaxy, because she pulls that crazy psycho sibling daddy issue cyborg character really well. Her appearance was flawless, so I guess I have to thank more so the costume people and the makeup people for that. But her swagger and her anger, and holy crap, her voice, I was just like, is it weird that I'm attracted to you like this? And it's just refreshing because, you know, I, like many others, know her from Doctor Who, so it's great to see her in a role that's not Amy Pond. And she nailed it. That was supposed to be a snap. What was that? Favorite color? I don't really have favorite colors so much as I have favorite color schemes, but overall I do like red a lot. Loud music or soft depends on my mood, but soft makes me really pensive, so I guess I'll lean more into that side. Where do you go when you're sad? I just go to my room, because usually when I'm sad, it means I have to cry and brood for a bit. And so I like lay down in my bed, like with my face pressed on my pillow like a teenager. How long does it take you to shower? Probably about 10-15 minutes. How long does it take you to get ready in the morning? I'd say about 30 to 40 minutes, giving time to get dressed, put on makeup, and gather everything I need, and to eat breakfast. Ever been in a physical fight? Not really. The closest I've come to a physical fight is in 7th grade. I kicked this girl who was bullying my friend in her knee, and then I slapped her in the face. Turn-ons. Really soft lips. turn off? I guess being really egotistical or making really jerky remarks, like either like racist, sexist, or misogynistic remarks. The reason I joined YouTube is because I needed a place to put all of my creative outlets, and I want to see how far I can go with each of them. And hopefully people will like them. Fears. My greatest fear is that I'll end up alone and abandoned. I take breakups really, really hard because of that, because every single time I just get into this pit of I'm going to end up alone and die alone. I'm just a dependent person, and it's not exactly something I like about myself, but it is part of my nature, and I have to try to accept that or move around it. The last time I cried was actually because of my boyfriend. I really, really miss him. He's in Korea right now. And I've never gone a day without talking to him, let alone 3 weeks. And so it hurts that he's not here with me right now. Last time you said you loved someone, I guess I said it to my dog. I say it to him all the time. Meaning behind your YouTube name. Okay, so if you can't pronounce my YouTube name, it's Bunan Chocolate. And this came from my boyfriend, my best friend, and my boyfriend's best friend. We were randomly coming up with nicknames for each other that had to do with chocolate. And I forgot why, but I ended up being Banana Chocolate. And what I tend to do when I come up with usernames, I take a phrase or a name and I kind of try to tweak it around so it looks interesting. So I took Banana, and then like I tried to play off of how people sometimes say if I like bunana, and then I took out the A, so that's bunan. And then chocolate, I changed it to the Filipino spelling, which is T-S-O-K-O-L-A-T-E, but I added an extra T, so it was like a latte at the end. I don't know, why did I come up with that? Like chocolate latte, banana chocolate latte, I don't know. It looks cool to me. I'm just like, this is my fun secret agent name, like codename Bunan Chocolate. It sounds like something out of a Disney movie, but whatever. The last book I read was actually the Thrilling Adventure Hour graphic novel. Now, the Thrilling Adventure Hour is something I actually just recently got into. I finally caught up with all their podcasts, except for a couple panels that are on there. I got into them because of the Welcome to Night Vale podcast. My friend invited me to see their crossover live show with the Thrilling Adventure Hour during Comic-Con weekend. And I certainly wasn't going to go into that show completely disregarding the Thrilling Adventure Hour and not knowing anything about it. So I started listening to it and I fell in love with it. Like, it is my latest obsession. I can't get over it. It's a podcast that's in the style of old-time radio, so they've got different segments and like heroes. So you've got Amelia Earhart, Fearless Flyer, Captain Laserbeam, Sparks Nevada, and you've got these married mediums who see ghosts and mythological creatures and stuff, named Frank and Sadie Doyle, in a segment called Beyond Belief. And of course, it's all podcasted, so you don't know what these characters actually look like. You've got some pretty well-known actors portraying them, but they made a Kickstarter campaign, I believe, and that's how this graphic novel came about. And it's so beautiful. That artwork is so gorgeous. It's got all sorts of characters from all of their segments. I read basically all the stories in here. I've just finished the podcast, so now I want to go back to the ones concerning characters I wasn't as familiar with before. Even the inside is so detailed. They have a really cute, this book and all its thrilling adventures belong to so-and-so, and it kind of warms the cockles of my heart because it reminds me of like a kid's book. They have a comic for each segment or each big character, and the cool thing is each one is done by a different artist, so each artist is showing their own versions of these characters. And they also have ads that are their sponsors, I guess, like Work Juice Coffee and Patriot brand cigarettes. And this ad is absolutely my favorite. Like, his face getting closer and closer is the most hysterical thing I have ever seen. And We Love Fine has a poster version of it that I want so bad, so I can put it up in my room and look at it when I have a bad day. But yes, I highly recommend this. Please listen to the podcast so I have more people to gush to it about. I have 2 books I'm currently reading at the moment. The first is Clash of Kings, which is the second book in the Song of Ice and Fire or Game of Thrones series. And these books are so thick. They're just as confusing, if not more confusing, as the regular show, so it's taking me a while to get through. And the other book is Revealed, and it's a book that's part of the House of Night series, which is another vampire, like, young adult series. I started this series in high school, and even though they keep dragging things on and putting in characters and making pop references that I find quite annoying, and my friend finds the 2 authors, which are a mother and daughter team, she finds their style differentiations. differentiations really annoying. I can't put it down. It's a book that's really stuck with me. I like it so much better than any other vampire series out there. I just like the variety of characters they have. Whenever I start a series, it's impossible for me to put it down, just whether it's a TV series or a book series, just because I want to get to the end before I make a final verdict on how I feel about it. So I'm gonna keep reading this until it is all done, and I hope there's only one book after this that is about to be released. The last show I watched was the new episode of Adventure Time. Last person I talked to was my parents. Do you guys count? Relationship between you and the person you last texted. Last person I texted is my friend Franklin, and he's a very good friend of mine. We've been friends since high school, and he just moved back to my town, so we're hanging out super much. Yeah! Favorite food. You're really gonna make me pick? No, that's not happening. Place you want to visit? There's a ton of places I want to visit, but the one that's most dear to my heart is the Philippines. I am Filipino, and I've never ever been to the Philippines. And it's so funny because all of my Filipino friends, they're always like, oh, when was the last time you went to the Philippines? And they freak out when I tell them I've never been. And it's just, we're not close to any family over there. I know we have some, but I've never ever met them personally. And so it just kind of feels like a rite of passage to me to go to the Philippines and actually see the country that my family came from. Last place you were, I went to Michael's today to pick up some stuff for some projects. Do you have a crush? I do, I'm a boyfriend. Though if we're talking fictional people or actors, or just Turians in general. Last time you kissed someone, other than my dog, I kissed my boyfriend when I last saw him before he went to Korea. Last time you were insulted. I honestly can't remember. I don't actually get insulted too often. I tend to try to avoid those kind of situations. I guess one thing, I'm still trying to decide whether or not it was an insult. When I saw the Welcome to Night Vale Thrilling Adventure Hour show with my friend during Comic-Con weekend, there's a Wendy's right next to the Spreckles Theater where it was being held, and I was ordering food. And this guy came up to me. I was wearing a shirt I made specifically for the show. I had painted the Welcome to Night Vale logo, which is like this eye, on a shirt. He came up to me. I just kind of ignored him because he just seemed to be talking to everybody and bothering everybody. As I was at the cash register, like telling the person my order, and he said something like, "Is your eye bigger than your stomach?" And I'm like, what does that mean? I was just like, is this dude trying to call me fat? Like, what is this? I really didn't understand what that question was all about, so I'm not sure if that was an insult or not. Maybe he was trying to call me fat, maybe he wasn't. If he was, he can go die in a fire, and frankly, he wasn't that skinny himself. Favorite flavor of sweet? I guess my favorite flavor of sweets, if we're talking about food here, is chocolate. I absolutely love chocolate. And that's partially why it's so hard for me to lose weight, because we always have chocolate in the house. I love chocolate, and I just don't have the willpower to resist it. And I'm trying to become that kind of person who eats fruit and is just content with having fruit for dessert, but in my mind, like my whole life, it was like, fruit is not dessert. It's not dessert. How are you okay with this? I'm trying so hard. What instruments do you play? I play a lot. I started by learning recorder in 3rd grade. I have 2 or 3 recorders in my room. I did violin in 4th grade, but I don't know how to play anymore because I switched to flute in 5th grade, added piccolo in 8th grade, started taking piano lessons in 7th grade, switched to French horn and mellophone because we needed more of them in my sophomore year of high school for our marching band and concert band, and I also learned how to play synth, which is basically piano with more electronic devices and tinkering, for winter drumline. And then in college, I taught myself how to play guitar and ukulele. And I also sing, that counts as an instrument. Favorite piece of jewelry? I like to wear things that have sentimental value to me, and I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I wear these 2 rings all the time. This ring was a gift to me from my uncle. His co-worker was going to either Tibet or Nepal because her sister's a monk there, and she got this ring for me. My uncle was basically like, my niece likes weird things, can you get something for her? I actually didn't know what the symbol was, and I tried looking it up and I managed to find it, and it's Kala chakra. It's a kind of chakra. And all I really know about it, to be honest, is it has to do with cycles and time. Just from that very basic definition alone, when I look at it, it just reminds me to be patient and to let things take its course. And this ring was actually given to me by my best friend as a Christmas present. It's a Claddagh ring. My best friend and I love the concept of Claddagh rings. It's supposedly supposed to be a supposedly supposed to be a symbol. That sounds like a song. Supposedly supposed to be but it's supposed to be a symbol of your relationship status. According to the Wikipedia page, there's not too much written on the source of this whole usage. Basically, every person who has told me how to wear a claddagh ring, none of them have told me the same thing. I'm just gonna wear it like this, I don't care. Last sport I played. You really think I play sports? Last sport I played had to do with playing a game called Ingress on my phone and driving around, walking around, looking for portals to hack because it's on Google Maps and portals show up in actual locations in the world and like in your town. Does that count? Last song you sang, I actually just recorded a cover from the Thrilling Adventure Hour. I've been on this really big splurge of figuring out all the chords for all of the songs used on the show. And there's a song that's used in the Sparks Nevada Marshall on Mars I'm From Earth Day special called Ride Along Sparks Nevada. Another person on Tumblr posted the chords that they came up with for the song. I listened to the actual recording a couple times, tweaked a couple things to make it more accurate to the recording, and then I recorded it. Favorite chat up line? I don't have one. Do you know how socially awkward and timid I am? I guess my favorite one that I've heard, not to me, was, "Hey, feel my shirt." That's girlfriend material. I think those kinds of lines are hysterical, and like anything that Jenna Marbles came up with in her pickup lines video, that I think is so hilarious. Have I ever used it? Of course not, because I'm too timid to use any kind of pickup line. I'm shy. If someone's interested in me, they come to me. Last time I hung out with anyone, I hung out with my friend Franklin last night, and we had Denny's very late at night, and we hung out around Walmart. Because that's what you do in my town, because there's not really much to do, especially late at night. Who should answer these questions next? Anybody who wants to do it. I'm not exclusive. You do what you birdies like to do. If you want to do this video, do it. Anyway, thanks for sticking around for my tag. I will hopefully come up with more tags as well as some actual vlog subjects later on. Until then, I will see you next Friday for another Vloggy Vendredi.